start working on one of my Christmas displays. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be using some wax Amaryllis bulbs, but I want my Amaryllis bulbs to be bespoke, and your Amaryllis bulbs can come in with a hefty price tag. I'm not interested in doing that, so I do my own wax Amaryllis bulbs. So I'm going to take you all with me as we start to prepare for one of the displays that I'm going to be doing for Christmas. Now, I've already went in, I've prepped my Amaryllis bulbs. I have a video where I go into detail on Amaryllis bulbs, kind of dive in a little bit deep, because I really show and share how I get my Amaryllis bulbs from bulb to bloom in 15 to 20 days. And I know it may sound crazy because all of the experts are telling you 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. But for me, I've learned that over the years, I like to go, I do my own research. I experiment a lot to see how I can get the bloom faster, because I always like to keep some type of blooming centerpiece in various rooms in my home. The Christmas season is going to be no different. So now that we have these Amaryllis bulbs prepped, we're going to head outside. We're going to start working on our front entryway, and I'll show you what that front entryway is looking like, because honey, it is a hot mess express. So let's try to get that together, and then we'll come back inside and we'll finish our DIY bulbs, because these bulbs are going to have to dry out quite a bit. Today we're going to be working on our front entryway. Now everything is not put back together, and I'll show you what everything looks like. But for the most part, we're going to start working on this area right here, making sure we come in and get all of this cleaned up. And then from there, we're going to start planting grass seed. You can see how the ground is still uneven. They're going to come and level all of that out. We'll come in here, we'll drop new grass seed here. We are going to come in on this side. We're going to get the walkway cleared out. All of this. We'll put the retaining wall back in place. Over here, now in the front, they went ahead, they added a sewer access. I'm not liking having that spot right there, but hey, we got to do what we got to do. So it won't be any grass growing up there, but what we'll do is I'll let the grass probably grow a little bit taller, so that way you won't be able to see this white right here. And I might even paint it green so it blend in, I don't know. You hear them in the background. But all of this has to be leveled out here. You see, retaining wall is completely 100% pushed in. Start off by coming in and clearing out the walkway, everything back over into the other side, and then by us fixing the walkway, we can start with the next project. The grass will be the last thing. Hopefully I won't have to pay to get the grass regraded, because this look a hot mess express. And you see my retaining wall over there. The retaining wall is messed up, honey, as this one. So typically when you have a retaining wall like this, if one of the blocks get messed up, then you typically should be taking it down and trying to fix it and level it off. This side wasn't necessarily as level because I did this side just from leftover stones that I had, but the one on this side, my right side, your left, it was level. So we'll go ahead and start with the walkway first. Now, the first pass through looks almost 80% better. It could definitely be, I feel like I should have just had to go through and just sweep the walkway off, but having to deal with the retaining wall, that does add extra stress, extra pressure. And so what I'm going to do now, I'll show you what the first pass through looks like. I do see that there is some damage to the concrete, so we'll eventually have to deal with that. But so now with the retaining wall, you can see that the bricks are toppled, especially in this area here. Now, I should be going back in, taking the retaining wall out, but for right now, I'm just trying to get everything just fixed, because I have a feeling that once I see how this other area over here to my right looks, I have a feeling that that retaining wall is going to have to be 100% redone. And if that's the case, then I'll go ahead and I'll have this side redone at the same time. I know when it rains, it definitely pours. And somehow it always misses the flower pots, okay? And again, I know for a fact, I'm going to go over it with the water hose. And if the water hose doesn't get everything up, then I'll just come back in and I'll pressure wash everything. Now I want to work on this retaining wall here, just at least trying to get everything stacked back up so it's not down into the walkway. The most part, the brick, I put the brick back over here on this side. You can see where I will have to go back in and level it out. Now over here, the bricks did sink down. It is a little higher right here, but we all know that it'll eventually settle down. But it looks, you can actually see the brick lining now. So they've already finished grading this section over here, but as you can see, the retaining wall, this is the current state of the union of the retaining wall. So what we'll do is we'll just have to come in and tear all of this out, because I can't have this side over here like this. So that's how everything is looking. So we'll gather our tools up really quick. Since our wax is now melted, it's safe to go ahead and turn off our wax melter here. We'll turn the fan off as our bulbs are dry. And we'll start prepping for our wax here. Can you hand me a paper towel, please? Thank you kindly. Now I have my wax out of my heater. I like to go ahead and remove it. Now we'll start dipping our bulbs. As the wax on the Amaryllis bulb continues to cure, I am going to go ahead and put a fan on it. That way, as the wax begins to cure, it hardens. I'm able to go in and start working with it a little bit early because I'm super excited to get this display into place, and it helps me get my Amaryllis bulbs that are DIY waxed out quicker. So it shouldn't really take that long. As the wax, the temperature of the wax begins to lower, you'll notice that it's hard. See, because right now the bulb is still kind of warm, and we do now have a protective coat over our basil plate. We have a protective plate now. And knowing that we have this protective plate, that's going to be our base here, and it's going to allow us to set our Amaryllis bulb down on the table. Now, keep in mind, these Amaryllis bulbs, I started prepping these as far as the process that I use. And again, I reference my video where I took you all behind the scenes. So I started prepping these a few days ago, and so you can see we already have a nice beautiful stem coming out of this Amaryllis bulb. I'm super excited because I think it'll be right on time for the display. Now I am using my freezer paper as my my workspace here, so I am going to, because yeah, our temperature is pretty good now. I'm going to move the fan just a little bit closer here, and we'll go ahead and get our Mod Podge out. Start by shaking it up. Can turn my fan off now. Now, I am going to let the Mod Podge dry a little bit, and that way it can be kind of tacky because this is our first layer. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to do a second layer as well. With that second layer, then we'll go ahead and we'll start to do our application because this is going to have to dry. Now, while that dries, I do want to go ahead and prep for my husband's birthday because today is my husband's birthday. Get his cake ready and all of that. And then from there, we'll sing him happy birthday and do all the things. cake was pretty good. Now I'm going to put one more final layer on here, and this shouldn't take much. Oh, it's gorgeous. Time I'm using any type of glitter, unless it's meant to be an application where I want it to be more subtle to where you can just lightly see that glimmering. But in this application, I don't want any of that. I want all the pomp and circumstance, because in order for the glitter to stand out, and this display is going to have to be something that's a bold statement piece. So I'm going to let my Amaryllis bulbs go ahead and dry. I like to let them dry in their place. And anytime that I do a glitter project, I will go ahead and I'll save my glitter that's on my freezer paper here, because I don't like to be wasteful. I mean, you can throw it out by all means, but sometimes I'll come back in, I'll touch them up the next day, but I'm absolutely loving this. And when I tell you, I'm all about saving money for projects like this. That way, if you don't feel like just digging deep down into your pocketbook, you don't have to. If you start to do things, follow a lot of the tips and tricks that I give. We're going to let these dry overnight. I'll be sure to fill you all back in to show you how the Amaryllis bulbs ended up drying, what they look like the next day. I'll take you from start to finish with this display that we're going to be doing here for Christmas. And if you like content just like this, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, and comment below. All right, see you guys in the next one.